Hey, all you Arizona lovers. This is the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose.
And I'm your producer, Brittany.
And here at Finding Arizona podcast, we collect the local stories of all entrepreneurs and from around the valley. So join us at findingarizonapodcast.com, where you can hear every episode and see it as well at
YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment below who you want to see next on our show. And when you're ready to start your podcast, you found the right spot. Found House, your next podcast production company.
Now, let's get back to the show. Score big with SeatGeek. Whether it's concerts, sports, or live events, SeatGeek has you covered. Use code FindingArizona to get a fantastic $20 discount on your SeatGeek tickets. Catch your favorite live events hassle-free with extra savings. Visit SeatGeek.com and make every experience unforgettable. Welcome back, everybody, to the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose, and as always, we bring in very special guests every week. Today is no different. Please welcome Dana here, and we're going to be talking about a very special thing that I'm super excited about doing, actually physically doing with my kiddo.
You are,
and
yes.
So it's a little bit, I like to say, it's event planning. It's an artistic, you're basically creative outlet. So I'm going to let you introduce the business just because I want you to be excited for those who are going to be listening to our conversation.
Well, I own AZ Sleepy Teepee.
Yes.
We are a luxury sleepover and glamping company.
Awesome.
And usually that's wait, what? What do you do? Here, let me show you pictures is what I end up having to say. But no longer are the days of a sleeping bag and a pillow.
Yes.
You get the full-blown air mattress with the linens and pillows and themes and all of that stuff. And then we moved it out, of course, during in season when it's not 120 outside. Yep. The glamping tents outside in your backyard, and we set up a whole sleepover out there for you too.
I love it. So. And one of the other things too, is you brought it up already, was the fact that this is not only something that's outside, but also inside as well. It's kind of it's just versatile for so many situations and ages too.
Yes.
So you run the gamut when it comes to these kind of parties where it's you'll get the littles and then you'll get the biggers and and that's fun to just see the dynamic of how much each kind of utilizes the different things that you provide for them. So I'm excited to get into it. But first, I would like to ask you the question that we typically ask everyone is give us a little bit of your origin story. I know just from my own research how this all started, but I would love our listeners to help, fill in the gaps of who you are and how this all came to be, because it's a tale as old as time, but
it's something I say on every interview I do. It's the important part, right? It's the why of the business. Yeah. So it did start with my daughter, Jaden. It was her 10th birthday party. She was now 17 and a half. So
time flies.
She is a senior in high school now. And I have always been the over-the-top party mom.
Yeah.
When my husband first started dating me, she was 3. And I threw the biggest party at the park. We built a kissing booth and we had the fish, goldfish thing. We did a whole carnival theme.
That's awesome.
It was his first step into what have I done?
Well, it was I have to tell you this because we are very much those parents just as much as we want to give him the best experience possible. And we have every year we're very much about him. So it's what are you into? What do you want to do? And so last year, I think it was a circus.
It is a popular theme.
Yeah. So one of the things that we did was just to make it very just fun. The deck over here had it looked it was underneath the big top. Yeah.
Very cool.
Underneath the big top. And then we had mini games. We've had all sorts of fun little things for the kids to play with as well. So it in itself, we were over the top. But the other thing that we did that was a little bit over the top was something we made a game, and this was for us another birthday, but we made a game on the floor. We spray painted the grass so that it was all colored, little game where the kids can jump on and do hopscotch on the grass and stuff like that. So we've always been those kind of people where it's we just want to have fun and give them the best experience.
Yes, everything is always over the top. And even at that party, that carnival party, because we had it at a park.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was a teacher. So I went to ASU. I got a teaching degree, taught first and second grade for 8 years. But at the time, I was also the cheerleading coach.
Oh.
And those girls needed hours for, honors, whatever it was, National Junior Honor Society. So I had teenagers at like each booth manning the booth. So my whole family, like in-laws and everything, are like, okay, this is what she does. And it's been that way ever since with every kid. But we had her 10th birthday and I invited 10 kids over, which I don't necessarily
that's too many.
tell you to do that. Godspeed if you do. But we did. We had 10 girls over, and that was the first one. I had my husband's friend made like the A-frame tents. My mother-in-law sewed all of the fabrics because I can't even sew a button on anything. So she sewed all the fabric. At the time, she even sewed some pillows for me.
Oh, that's sweet. And
I ordered some sheets and blankets and got some trays from IKEA, and I was like, this is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And at that particular time, which was about 8 years ago, I also painted because I had left teaching and I started painting murals. So I was painting murals. I've done like the Diamondback Stadium. I've done Desert Ridge, all kinds of cool murals in people's homes all over the valley. And this was supposed to be a side hustle.
Yes. Yes.
Like it'll be easy. I'll just go set up a party on a weekend at somebody's house. No big deal. Well, within 3 months, it was catching on very quickly and blew up. And here we are 8 years later. And we've grown to picnics and the glamping and we have over 40 themes now for sleepovers for both boys and girls. I just recently rented an entire house because it's cheaper than a warehouse.
Yeah.
So I rented an entire house for storage. We call it the teepee house. So it has all our pillows and the teepees and the linens and everything. And I have my own office there. So
perfect.
It's blown up.
That's amazing. Well, it's an incredible story just from the fact of like the inclination of it is just your daughter wanting to have a fun birthday party. But as you've grown, you've kind of developed and invested more and more of yourself into this project. So now it's a full-grown business. There's a lot of things that I want to pull out. The fact that you were a teacher prior to all of this is just really wonderful. And I want to also note as well, like, I would love to ask as far as your creativity side, like, where does this all stem from? Like, when you were a kid, were you always artistic?
I was. My mother had me in art classes as a kid.
Awesome.
I was in honors art all through high school. I even did the graphic design program because I went to Chaparral.
Okay.
I did the graphic design program at Arcadia. At that time, you could like leave campus and go to another school and take things. And I honestly thought that's what I wanted to go into.
Yeah, graphic design.
But here's the catcher. My dad at the time, graphic design, basically looked at me and said, over my dead body. He's like, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine. What do you want me to do? And I went into teaching and, the rest is history on that. But it was just funny that he was like, it was in 2000. So, it's not going anywhere. Little did he know that industry blew up. But I still get to use my creativity. I still got to use it as a teacher.
Yeah.
You got to do all the fun arts and craft stuff and learn how each kid, develops and cater to them and be creative that way. So,
well, that's like that in itself, like, is it also another story as old as time is your parents not willing to accept that this something that is less about the engineering and science-based STEM work and more about the arts and humanities.
Right.
And so that was the same thing that happened to my dad. And I had to express to him, like, no, I had to basically explain to him because he grew up in society in like Puerto Rico where it's like, the thing that your child needs to be is a doctor or a scientist.
Right.
Or like, that's what their mindset is. And so when I was like, no, Dad, there's an artistic element to these jobs.
Right.
And one of the ones that I was like trying to pitch to him when I was little was like architect. It's like,
right. Yeah.
I like buildings. I like drawing.
A lot of,
And so he could see that. Like I had to like explain certain things to him. Like,
and that takes a lot of schooling and a lot of you've got to know all the math and all that fun stuff. So
so that was simply just the fact of like, that kind of your parents wanting you to go in a direction.
Well, and at that time, nobody knew
exactly
the world was going to go in the social media direction. The other degree I've always thought about was like marketing because it's fun. Now there's AI, so who knows what is going to be around and whatever.
Exactly. So when I go back and I look back, it's like, if I would have said that to him 10 years prior to that, it's like it probably wouldn't have been the same conversation.
Right.
And all of these things are just little tidbits to the overall arching story of your life. And so the fact is like you kept a little bit of that spark. And that's beautiful. And the fact that you get to express it.
I always have to do something creative.
Exactly. Right?
Yes.
I bet your husband now is just like, she's got so many projects that she's always working on.
Well, it's like, I want to redo this room. And he doesn't even ask. He's like, just go. It's fine.
Yeah, let's do it. Moving into, I would love to now, like, because you brought up your dynamic with your significant other, and I know that these entrepreneurial things that we all get into,
they get sucked into it.
They get sucked into it as well.
Sorry,
so I would love to ask you is just like, what was that conversation like, trying to get him on board, or at least express to him, hey, I have this worked. Can we move it into a bigger thing?
Well, I'm not even sure there really was a conversation with that. So at the time, he worked in like home loans or whatever. And the guy that built my A-frames for that first party was actually my first business partner.
Oh,
he was the one that was like, all right, I see this.
Yes.
It didn't work out.
Okay.
Fine. I ended up buying him out. And my husband's like, okay, I'll do this with you.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Fast forward through COVID, through everything. And our business honestly took off after COVID, actually during COVID. Like once the world kind of was like, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I can still have a party. We were still sending out DIY parties, doing picnics in the backyard, glamping because people could be outside and they could be with their family.
Sorry. I was
totally fine.
Because the thing that we got was a lot through COVID was trying to express that there are silver linings in this kind of moment of deep depression for a lot of people and deep consideration of a lot of changes. And so the fact that we got to see and hear from people that had those silver lining moments is just really wonderful. And the fact that you had one just as much because of the fact that people
still haven't figured out the silver lining because that was the most hectic time in my life.
I mean the sense of staying afloat as a business owner,
100%.
Finding your
totally
niche
lucky
to
with
stay alive. That is.
There was some friends that owned other types of businesses and they just couldn't last. Obviously, restaurant owners we knew couldn't last, and that sucked. That was just
it's hard.
The horrible thing about COVID. Somehow we were blessed and it worked for us. At the same time, my husband also got a job offer to go down. He did border wall security with the construction workers while they were doing it. So he had that job. He was doing military security. So he was gone for 30 days at a time. Okay. Every other month.
Yeah.
The kids are home. They're on their computers. And this is blowing up. Yeah. And once the wall stopped, obviously he stopped working. Yeah. So we were kind of like, all right, let's do this full time. Because it was making enough money that we're we can do this. Not a problem.
Why are we hesitating?
Right. Yeah. So for a couple years we did it and I love it. It's not necessarily his thing. And that's totally fine. Yeah. Totally fine.
I always say it too, because, there's for me, the business aspect of a lot of the entrepreneurial life is not my forte. I am not a seller.
There's so many different aspects to a business, and I'm definitely not strong at all of them either. I can totally appreciate it. Setting up girl, because we're 95% girl heavy businesses and go in doing all that. I get it. So he's doing his own thing now, but he still helps me on the weekends. If I have tents that I have to go out and I don't have crew,
still physical labor.
He still helps and he's there to support me every step of the way for everything. So
well, I love it too, because again, you some things that you really work together as a couple, some things, hey, I'm going to let her do her thing. Right. And I'm going to do my own thing. Either way, I support her and that type of stuff. So that is very great, because I was wondering too, because you also, I think the fact that is, you brought it up. We take on things, and our significant other who supports us through anything takes it on just as much.
They 100%. Whether they're involved in it head on or not, they're still in that life, because
subsequent to the aftermath.
Right? I mean, it's the scheduling. It's, especially in the event world, event people have a way different schedule than anybody else. And entrepreneurs in general have a way different schedule. But when you're an event person, entrepreneur, you literally work 7 days a week.
Yes.
And, it could be only a couple hours, one day here, but you're literally working 7 days a week, because when are events? On the weekend. Mostly.
And you gotta prep for them.
Yes.
And then also it's like, before even prepping, you have to basically herd cats into being like, hey, we're still on board. That's essentially, I get that a lot and empathize. It's one of those things. It's like, to even get started with the race, you have to make sure they get into their lanes and know that there is a race going on.
Oh man. Yeah. So, I mean, 7 days a week, literally something is going on. And that's a hard schedule to get used to when you're not used to it.
Sure. Yeah.
And our family had to adjust, and we take them out of school for family days, because, I'm a former teacher. It's okay. They can miss school.
Yes. I also I feel like it's right now you're seeing a lot of things change, especially in the fact of you brought up AI, but the what kids are believing, or facts versus artificial facts and things like that, where, a lot of the times if you just pull away and say, let's learn together. Okay. Let's go less digital. Let's learn analog. And I don't know everything. Let's go and seek something together.
Say analog. My son went on a field trip to the Grand Canyon, and they had said, they can bring a little portable.
Yeah.
What are they called? The disposable
cameras. Yeah.
Well, first of all, those are really expensive now. They're $25.
You want to know why? Because they came back around in popularity.
And then to get the film developed is even more expensive.
So it's now.
So I hand it to my kid, and he's like, but I won't be able to see the picture on it. And I was like, no, you have to look through that little square, and whatever is in that square is what's supposed to be in your picture. So don't cut people's heads off. I haven't developed his film yet, so I'm very anxious to see how these pictures turned out.
Formatted
but it was totally hilarious watching him go, what is this? Why am I taking this? So they have no idea.
Well, I'll be honest too. Yeah, because
they would have no idea what to do with that.
So my son and we go on Goodwill trips. We like to go to Goodwill and just kind of pick out pieces that are interesting to us.
Fun things, yeah.
And so this was something interesting to him when he was about 1.5, 2.
Okay.
And he didn't know what it was, so we got it for him, and we were just like, let's play with it. Let's learn how it works. And so he was turning this and doing all the things. So. And then he finally picked up the phone and was like, it's a phone. And he just goes, hello. And so
cute.
It's the cutest thing too. It's just one of those things where it's how you grew up is so fascinating to them, because they don't.
What? You got to stay outside until the streetlights went out?
Yeah.
I did.
When did you come home? 8-ish? 8-ish.
When they wanted me to.
Yeah, exactly.
And we didn't have phones. They had no idea where we were all day long.
So that's, overall, I just say that to be look, we're all parents that are just doing our own thing, and we're trying to really make the best out of our kids' situation, including involving them in our scheduling and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm starting to learn, because I'll be honest, I recently, went into full-time podcasting and doing this, and this has changed. This has been a long time coming. But now that my schedule has changed, his schedule has changed just a little bit too. So we're still navigating all of that.
Yeah.
So it's getting better, and I really love it. It's just been a lot of fun just for me, doing something that I'm truly meant and passionate about.
That you love to do.
Exactly.
When you love to do it and you're enjoying it, you make it work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So that being said, you talked about your dynamic with your husband, and you've talked about just kind of the ups and downs of COVID and how this all got started. now I'd like to get into the weeds of what you're doing now, because you brought up the house, you brought up your storage unit, and just kind of how this all works. Can you again explain the services, what you have available now, and what you can provide for the littles and for the bigs?
So really anything, I say between the ages of 3 and 5, I do like a picnic or what we call like a slumber under.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand what that term is, but basically it's like if you don't want your kids to have a sleepover, which a lot of parents are not okay with, and I'm totally fine with that.
Some people are like, no sleepover.
Right. Yeah. Either they don't want to host it or they just don't feel comfortable sending their kids to a sleepover or something like that, or hosting one. Fine. Yeah. The slumber under is an option where you can have the teepees and the whole setup and maybe do like a movie night. We had a client one time do it the opposite, where all the kids came in their pajamas. And her birthday cake was the coolest looking thing. It was like a stack of pancakes with like syrup running down it and like butter on top.
Yeah, it's cool.
So they had a whole like morning PJ breakfast brunch thing and hung out in the teepees. And then, the kids leave and the family sleeps in the teepees overnight, because we keep them overnight. We come back the next day and pick them up.
That's cool.
So the family sleeps in it versus having the kids sleep over. You can do it as a movie night. We have, a lounge area too that we can set up in your backyard for movie nights. So there's different options other than just the sleepover. The tent, the big tent that we use for glamping in the backyard, can also be used as a chill tent for kids, where we have kid-proof furniture, more like plastic rugs and stuff, because, we allow them to take food in there and stuff. So of course it's easier to take care of stain-wise. But there's a giant checkers, a giant Jenga, some Uno cards, a giant tic-tac-toe that they can play and hang out and go in and out of during a party.
Yeah.
Great for big corporate events, great for weddings, things like that. And then we have a lounge tent for the adults. Same tent, just different furniture on the inside. You get more plush like poofs and it looks more luxurious. But great spot for like a ladies' night and have your hors d'oeuvres and your wine in the tent. Again, weddings, a great thing for a wedding, corporate events, yoga retreats, all of that. So clearly we do more than just kids, even though the majority of our business is kids. But we have, you were asking about the past couple of years. That's really where we've expanded, is gone more corporate, more weddings, more fun yoga retreats, stuff like that. Those yoga sound bar or sound bath, Sound bath things have really become popular. So we just did an event down at the Desert Botanical Gardens for somebody.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of expansion in that world, which in itself is a whole different animal than just parties.
Yeah. Well, it's like, again, it's like you're dealing with like having to schedule and make sure that it's like themed correctly around the whole project. Again, you brought up the fact that like you now have a house for all of this. I'm kind of interested in like the different themes that you develop. Are you like, how is it everything stored away, like categories or just like themes?
Okay. So let's just take you on a little virtual tour here, right? You like walk in, what would be first of all, it's 1,064 square feet.
Okay.
It's just big enough. It could be bigger, but honestly, the reason I got the house is I needed everything out of my own house.
Yes.
Because we're using our entire garage. I had 3 storage units down the street. My whole front room in my house had become like the balloon room in my office. And it was it's a constant reminder. You couldn't escape work. And after 7 years, I was like, I'm over this. So I
got the house.
Yes, got the house. And so you walk through this front room of this house, which would be your living room, TV room. And it's literally all those giant rolling rack metal shelves of pillows. Like the whole front room is pillows.
I love it.
Rack after rack after rack after rack. And they're all organized by theme.
Perfect.
The kitchen area is like our balloon area. Things in the kitchen cabinets are like our picnic stuff, the paper plates, the napkins, the dishes we have. We keep all of that in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, yeah.
Makes sense. The tiny little pantry that this house has is where we keep like all our neon lights that we have for our tray decor. Yeah. All the closets are used. One has the fabrics for all the A-frames. One has like table runners, tablecloths that we use. And then there's 3 rooms. The smallest room is my office. Okay. And that's great because I have a place to go to. Like I can
physical
escape
place
and go.
To,
right.
Like,
I can film reels there. I can do, I can do everything there. And then the closet within that is our boutique because we have an online boutique too. Nice. So all the storage for that is in that closet. We have an entire teepee room, which has all of our like wigwam style teepees that we use. And then it has more pillows, more picnic. We get picnic pillows, and the picnic pillows we're able to like swap out the colored things. So we have those stored in an area, and then all of that. And then the back room is basically the linen room. It has all the sheets, all the mattress protectors, all of the blankets, all in like color order. Everything's in perfect colored order, like all folded, put away nicely. And then there's like a couple racks of the trays and stuff like that we use. Both bathrooms, like the showers, because nobody's using them, literally stacked with stuff.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Boxes, whatever it is. Like there's things that, so yes, we use every ounce of that. The house originally was a carport, and the person I rent from is actually like an old high school friend.
Okay.
So I was like, I can't rent this house unless that's a garage. And they ever so nicely turned it into a 2-car garage. And it has a little like 150 square foot storage unit in the back of it. Yeah. So that's completely full. And the garage is completely full of like all the glamping stuff. It's crazy, but it's all in one place. I don't have to deal with storage.
It's totally fine and very creative as a solution too, to again, seek out a house that like fits your needs. I'll tell you one thing. We are friends with a rental person who owns a rental company. She bought out, 2,000 square feet, but she's also manufactured. Like, so she does all of the, like at Suns when they have like a theme thing. So like at the Suns Stadium, they had the Santa Claus's sleigh.
Oh, okay. So she makes like the decor. Okay.
So it's cool. Like, it's all that stuff. So, but she has like a CNC machine that she like has on site. So it's like they're cutting wood and all this stuff. But it's like, she just had an anniversary party that we went to, and I was just looking at everything and how she stored it all away. That was my fascination. I was like, you as a
I know who you're talking about.
Well, I'll be honest. Matiana, hi, from Dang Fine Rentals.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And so we've known Matiana for a couple of years now, but just like as friends, and we go to her events and just what she's invited us to. And I'm always so impressed because, again, you're a part organizer, too, for your own company, and how all this logistically works out as if you are actually organized and make sure it's like, we have an event in a couple hours. Let's get it. Like, or it's like that you can pull something off like that. But I imagine you do it way earlier than that.
Oh no, there's last minute ones that come in.
I can imagine that too.
Hey, by the way,
we have something tomorrow. Can you make that happen?
Sure.
But like again, it's like the idea of organization and being a critical part of your business is just vital to who you are as a business owner. There's no escaping it. You have to be in all assets. You don't have to be in them full time, but you have to know what is going on in everything, which is funny because Divinity. Do you know Divinity? Have you ever heard of Divinity? Yes.
Lighting. They do all kinds of stuff with events. And they just had their anniversary party just after Dang Fine did. Nice. And I laughed because he has grown so much that
so funny.
Like so much. They've expanded in all different directions, which is totally like goals to get to that point. But I'm planning my daughter's graduation party already, all that stuff.
How do I take what I am now from what she asked me when she was 10
now I gotta throw like this like
18. You set yourself
I
up
totally did. And he had this really awesome DJ setup, and I was like, okay, tell me how much that is, because I have to have that. It's like the screen, and he's like, I don't even know. You'd have to talk to somebody. I'm like, I want to get to that point. I want to get to the point where I like can't answer the questions and have to direct you to somebody else in that department. So there are goals.
That's awesome. Well, that's the same thing we talk about all the time, because we just have a love and passion for like meeting people and getting to know their like style and what, just life things that they do cool. That's one of them where you just like, I don't even know. Like,
you're like,
how much is that? You're just like, I don't really know. It's like, you got to ask
he's
someone.
like, he ended it with, I'll take care of you. I'm like, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Let me go ask this other person that I know knows what the cost is.
That's awesome. Well, again, overall, I think you have a good head on yourself, like just for this, what you were passionate about. And so this is really cool that like someone who, again, not stumble, but like find something that they love and cherish and it fits all their needs.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's like a story that I hear a lot, but I just get so much passion for it because for me, that's like, not everyone gets that. Like, not everyone in the world gets that opportunity.
There are, I was actually thinking of like how I was going to answer some questions on the way here. And I'm not even sure if it was on the list of questions that you had given me, but it's, as an entrepreneur, you have to find your passion, but you also have to balance that with taking care of yourself.
Oh, yes.
Because if you don't take care of yourself, your mental health, your physical health, your family life, all of that, and make time for all of those within that, you're going to fall apart.
Exactly.
I mean, lesson learned. I've done that. I have fallen apart completely and been like, why am I doing all this? But now that you're doing this full time, like I'm sure you can appreciate that. Like you've got to have your own head on straight in order for everything else to function, or it's all going to fall apart.
You're speaking to what I'm dealing with right now, which is all the tasks that I have that I want to do or like thinking about doing or have to do because it's like vital to the next step is all on a list that I have, like a big to-do list.
Lists everywhere.
Like lists everywhere. Exactly. So I'm just like trying to keep it all together where it's like this comes before this so that I can get this answered later on. So again, having those things to make sure that you're staying on task is just part of life for me right now as the main person behind the entity that is Finding Arizona Podcast, where it's like, I need to make sure I'm getting this right or doing this right because I want to. And and also I'm a father. Like I really today I spent a couple hours going to the pool and going to the Lego store and getting the one Lego figure
thing he wanted.
Yeah. So it's like, it's those types of things that, again, I wouldn't change for the world, but I also get to do fun stuff like this.
Right.
And meet yourself.
What do they say? You quit your 9 to 5 to work 24 hours.
Exactly. Yes, it's so true.
You don't want that to be true, like actually be true, but it kind of is because it's always on your brain. You're always thinking about it. Something's always going to come up. Something new is going to happen. You got to build it. You got to create it. You got to make it happen. And you got to balance it with life.
It's like, I look at it as an opportunity because you look outside the world that we live in, go to different countries. And some people don't get that.
Yeah.
Even that opportunity, that dream, the idea of like that, they're like, no, that's never going to work because I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have access to this. It's something that's like far from accessible to them. And I'm just like very lucky that's like, hey, I'm doing it. Like I'm so grateful that I'm getting to do it. So that being said, we are going to move into what I like to call the future, like your goal setting and things like that. I would love to understand, are there any goals for Little Teepee?
Little Teepee. I feel like we're big Teepee now.
Yes.
No, I would like to. So one of the big goals was moving into the house, and that happened last year. I was like,
I was going to say, how long did it take?
Well, I had been searching for a warehouse for years, and I live in Scottsdale, and I didn't want a warehouse all the way in downtown Phoenix. Like that just, it wasn't safe for my employees to get there, like all that stuff. So, because that's really where for the amount of space I needed, I should say, like, because in my mind, it was get a warehouse and use part of it for like an event space, possibly.
Got it.
So I was way over my budget. Like, okay. But I needed it out of my house, like I had said before. So really that just kind of fell into my lap. Something happened at my storage unit. I won't talk about it, but I got really, really mad at them for things that happened. And I'm like, I'm out. I got to get out.
Yeah.
it it used to be like a little mom and pop storage.
Sure.
And then they sold. And then they sold again. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it's not fun once that happens.
Yeah. Because you don't know who you're talking to.
And they don't take care of you the same way.
Exactly.
So I was like, I got to get out of here. And I posted on, my personal Facebook page, and my friend's like, hey, I got this house literally 3 blocks from your house.
Cool.
Do you want to come look at it?
Yeah.
So when I walked in, I was like, oh my God, I can use this front room as like a photo shoot room. And and then I got all my stuff in there. I'm like, yeah, there's no photo shoot room.
There's no room for any
no room whatsoever. But that was a huge goal and a huge relief. And honestly, it made the work-life balance, the home, just being able to come into your house and not have to think about work.
Absolutely.
Was a great thing. The next step, I would say, because I started coaching event businesses.
So that was the other thing that I was going to get into with you. It's like, I see that I saw what you guys were doing for that portion of it. And we are kind of in the same boat as well. We're doing some one-on-one coaching for those who are wanting to.
I mean, you've been doing this long enough. Like you have the ability to teach others how to do it.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how I feel about just entrepreneurship in general. Mm-hmm. How I've grown Teepee. I did start as specifically for sleepover companies. Mm-hmm. This past year, I've changed it to be like event companies. So balloon artists and whatever is if you want to grow your event business and you want to learn how to market to the higher end clients and you want to scale your business and you want to be able to step back out of it. Because that's essentially my entire goal is I'll be able to step back and not have to do weekend work. I love it. I think it's fun. And I will obviously show up to big jobs and all the like VIP clients, all that stuff. But I want to be able to send an entire crew out and be like, have fun. And I do have crew. I have 10 people that work for me.
That's great.
They work on the weekends. I can go on vacation and still deliver parties on the weekend. Perfect. So I'm almost there. Almost.
It's all a process too.
Yes.
It's like again, one of the things that we are wanting to start doing is that kind of like how do we make ourselves into the right amount of task and like logistics and like all that stuff so that we can hire someone to fill this position.
It's all about delegating certain kind of what you can delegate. The first thing I ever delegated was laundry. I hate doing my own laundry, let alone did I want to do pounds of sheets and mattress protectors and blankets in my own house. And so I would say that's one of the things that we did like almost right off the bat. I found a local laundry company. I've used them this entire time. They pick up from my front yard and drop it off 48 hours later, all folded nice and neat. You know how hard it is to fold a fitted sheet? Like those are not fun. And
those aren't.
They get them like perfectly folded to where we can just plop them on the mattresses so easily. Yes. That was one of the very first things I was like, get this. I don't care how much it costs. Somebody else do it.
Get it away from me. I don't want to even think about it.
Somebody else do it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So as you developed into the space and now you have the space into what it is today, anything further into maybe like, because it maybe fits everything, you might not want to jump to a bigger situation?
Like space, like are you talking actual my house space?
Yeah, space.
So I rented it for a year. My year's up in September. I'm hoping they'll let me renew for like another year. Okay. And we'll see where it goes from there. I don't of course I keep adding more themes and not subtracting necessarily. So I keep gaining more inventory. So it's getting a little bit tricky as to how we store the pillows and little knickknacks and stuff. But I think it would be fun to have a warehouse that doubles as some sort of like event space where it's like all blank walls and somebody could come in and be like, I want this, and this done. Because I love event planning too. That's something we offer. I say we, it's me. Offers it, over at AZ Sleepy Teepee. I will plan your entire event for you. I've done everything from 40th birthday parties to graduation parties. And, I bring in the DJs and all the vendors that I trust and work with, and plan your whole party for you. But to do that at your own place where people would, pay to rent your space, maybe use your actual items that you have, but also you could bring in all your friends that you have made over the years.
I see the vision. It's coming.
It's there.
It's there, and you have every intention and every possibility to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just I'm super excited for you because it's a lot of I feel connected to you in that way of we are connected in the fact that we have challenges in our own businesses that we are going to both succeed in because we are winners in that sense of trying to make that happen. But again, it's all the points in the entrepreneurial journey, I feel like we kind of overlapped in that way. So I definitely feel connected to you in that sense of she gets it. She definitely gets it. And so hopefully our listeners will be so excited to join you in your journey and be able to just help you out a little bit. My hope is that someone out there is listening and just that's a perfect idea I want for my kid's birthday party. And
and if you know anyone that owns an event business that wants to grow, I can help
take a look. See,
we named it Sleepy Teepee Academy. So that's the coaching side of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and then your husband's involved too with it because he's actually. I saw some photos of him in the
he did. He doesn't do it anymore. It's mainly me, but I let him do his own thing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so it's mainly me doing the coaching, but one-on-one Zoom calls, all that stuff. I've had over 30 clients already. Mm-hmm. My husband and I did coach a bunch of those in the very beginning of it when we started in 2021.
Super.
And then we started the online boutique too after that.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing too, because the clients from you book a sleepover, and then you click over to the boutique and you order the pajamas that match that theme and the paper plates and the, little gift bags that they can have. So that's kind of why we developed the boutique too. Yeah. Here, one-stop party shop for everything you need.
You don't have to go anywhere else.
We'll bring it all to you. Not a problem. So yeah, we kind of branched out. We trademarked the name Sleepy Teepee. My other hope is to have Sleepy Teepees all over. There are Sleepy Teepees all over, but they are not associated with me because they are using my trademark.
Interesting.
So we have to take care of that first. However, that is hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have started with that journey of licensing different Sleepy Teepees around.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
My hopes are high for you. That's definitely a big step too when you start to branch out like that. That is definitely cool.
It is.
And it's once that happens, I would love to just reach out to you again, just
see how it's going.
Well, it's also the different approaches, how you laid out, let's say a booklet to help someone who is wanting to understand the business and then take
Canva is a godsend to all of that.
For those of you who don't know.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that whole process has already started and it's this is how you do this. This is how you hire. This is how you do this. And it all goes with, and then we're also within the licensing going to offer one-on-one training, obviously, because they need that to grow.
Yeah. I understand completely.
That's a big one though. I thought it was going to be easy. And then I started diving into it. I'm like, oh, this is where I'm this is going to go over here for now. And I'm going to finish this.
I always say it's the hardest thing I feel a lot of people take for granted is the authorship part of anything you write down. There's a lot of overlap on different books. And so it's you want to make it so much yourself and give your own personality, but also it's the actual factual portions of it. A lot of people have already because you've already sought them out and stuff like that. Right. So you're really just trying to make it your own. And so I always find it hard when people are telling me about their authorship of the hard thing for me was editing and getting it all down into a booklet that people can read and have for themselves. And so I definitely think a lot of people take for granted is the editing portion of it.
Right.
And, you've gathered everything. You have this giant collection of data. Now let's make it our own and then dwindle it down to the best format. And so it's it's a hard process because
it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's
you want to give so much.
Right.
It's like finding that balance.
Yes.
So I wish you good luck with that. And I cannot wait because we might have you back just to even
follow up
on just that portion of it.
Okay.
So this last bit is for you to promote your business and let everyone know where they can find you online.
Okay.
Your social media handles, a phone number if you want to give that out as well. The floor is yours. Go right ahead, Dana.
All right. So AZ Sleepy Teepee. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok. I think we have a Pinterest. Yes. It's all AZ Sleepy Teepee. Awesome. So at AZ Sleepy Teepee for all of those. The academy is Sleepy Teepee Academy on Instagram. And then the boutique is Sleepy Teepee Boutique on Instagram. The website is azsleepyteepee.com. And there's an inquiry page there. So if you want to have a party or you're interested, please check out the pricing first. It's my biggest pet peeve. Check out the pricing first, which is listed all over the website for every option we have. Then fill out an inquiry form when you're ready. And I will reach out to you and we'll go from there, send a contract, all that good stuff. And as far as the phone number, it's 480-859-1111.
Perfect.
Pretty easy.
I love it. I love it when it's easy for everyone. Just like I always say, it's like if you can get your name as quickly as possible on all social media platforms, that will make it easier for everyone involved.
It was. So, I did wait too long on the boutique email because somebody already had that. So it has an extra word in it.
Totally. That's if one thing stands out, that's not the end of the
right.
world. Yeah. So that being said, you can hear every episode of our podcast at findingarizonapodcast.com, Finding Arizona Podcast under every social media handle. And last but not least, we always end conversations with kisses, hugs, and belly rubs to our four-legged friends. And we will see you next time.